How y'all doing, folks? I know I'm getting a little ridiculous there, but I'm going to start crazy as itself, right? That was me once again. And of course, this will just be two movies tonight, pretty much. Now I've just been lazy the past 2 days, slowly burning myself. No, not like Richard, not like that. No, I don't mean that a bad joke. I'm just saying a little bit out with the Richard Pryor reviews. But I got these two movies. I'm gonna review Critical Condition tonight, and if I grab this off falling, Moving. These two are very Richard Pryor films, which I saw them. I saw this 2 nights ago. I love this movie to death. I just finished watching this now. I'm about to talk about this film also. And I did download Harlem Nights. Most likely, probably review that Friday Night 80s. Okay. And then I'm going to do a video on my final thoughts on Richard. Do that one. I'm aware that April Fool's Day is this Saturday. I have a review planned that's away from Richard Pryor stuff. That's how I'm gonna see if I can try to wrap this up. Maybe that review will be up on Saturday night, maybe if everything goes well and stuff. It has nothing to do with Richard Pryor. A movie I've wanted to review for a while, which I'm gonna review on Saturday night if everything goes well. But anyway, tonight I want to talk to you guys about, start this off, Critical Condition. And I want to make a big apology because I made a very big fuck up because I didn't do my homework, unfortunately. I found out that the thing with Richard Pryor being lit on fire was not an accident. It was a suicide attempt. And because I went by old interviews and stuff like that, and then Matt brought it up and one of the comments on the last video and stuff. Like, oh, okay, I mean, I goofed, I fucked up. But it's cool. I know you guys forgive me for that. So I saw some interviews, a very good one with Barbara Walters he did in 1986. I guess around the time when he was starting to film this movie, A Critical Condition, interview with the Pryor and like that. A couple of times he's been interviewed by Barbara Walters over the years, even before his accident. And he's lied to Barbara Walters 3 times. Well, he's not the first one to lie to Barbara Walters. Everybody does, all the celebrities do. Barbara Walters is not the Pope, you know. Oh God, he lied for Barbara Walters? Oh, what the fuck, But shit, she takes shit like the rest of us, folks. Come on. Water. And everything like that. But I'll probably save that for that final video. I'm gonna talk about Richard and like that. But anyway, I'll go into the movie. The movie is actually one of those few films that he did with Paramount. Because he didn't do that many movies with them, believe it or not, I've noticed. I mean, if anything, if you think about it, throughout the 80s, Eddie Murphy pretty much was Paramount's number one comedy guy, if you think about it. Just think about it. Eddie Murphy had 48 Hours, Best Defense, Trading Places, Golden Child, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Eddie Murphy Raw, Coming to America, Harlem Nights. You can even say a little bit in the 90s with another 48 Hours, Boomerang, Beverly Hills Cop 3. I think last thing he did with Paramount, if I'm not mistaken, was Vampire in Brooklyn. So he was the top drawer, at least with Paramount and shit. You know, Richard didn't get that many movies with Paramount. Every movie Richard got with Paramount was this film and Some Kind of Hero. You know, two very good movies. But this one is a very funny movie. I mean, this will be. I will probably put this in my top 5. I don't know if I'll put this on the number 1 spot or what. Well, I'll do that list in the video. Don't worry. But this one is a very, very fun movie. I really love this movie a lot. I know on IMDb, this one got a 4.6. And a lot of people are not fans of this film. And the stuff regarding how Richard MS is visible in his performance. And stuff like that. But I don't know. I just look at it. I like this movie and Moving, to me, are harmless Richard Pryor films. I don't think they're that bad of films. Granted, I know when he made this film, you know, Richard really wasn't treated right on the set. Because, once again, like I said before, in the 80s, whenever there was a new illness and stuff like that, and, you know, people didn't know about it right away, they were quick to alienate people. And Richard Pryor was alienated. But, you know, when you see in his performance and in the comedy, it's still good. Richard Pryor still has his edge here a lot, you know, and everything like that. Not that he doesn't have his edge in Moving and stuff, or in Harlem Nights, but anyway, I'll go into the plot. Movie, that score you just heard right there is by Alan Silvestri. Alan Silvestri did a lot of good shit, man. A lot of good memorable scores. He did score for Back to the Future movies, Predator, Predator 2, which is my favorite score. He got more than the first one. Yeah, I know. You know I say that. Why? You know you do. You know how I feel about that. Also, he did the score for the Delta Force, and it is a very, you know, score right here. You know, that you heard the score already and stuff. I love that score. You know, very fun score. It opens up where Richard Pryor plays this character named Kevin Lenahan, who's he's at a porn shop, a sex shop in Times Square in New York and stuff. That's when Times Square was all dirty. Times Square has cleaned up since the 80s, thanks to one of our mayors, Giuliani. He cleaned it up. He put Disney over there. I don't know if it's cleaned up now with Disney running around there, or the prostitutes are dressed up like Snow White and Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella or whatever, but or dressed up in fucking Minnie Mouse costumes and stuff. Oh god, but anyway, just crazy shit. And then he's at a sex shop, and he bumps into this guy. The actor is very familiar. The actor you guys might know, any fans of Red Scorpion, Al White, I believe his name is. If I can get to the... Wait a minute, I'll close this here, because I'm not going to put clips. I don't know how sensitive Paramount is. I don't even know if I can get over the damn score. Let's see. Where is... I guess I gotta go to the full cast and crew! With the fucking new. Let's see. Yeah, Al White, that's the actor's name. He basically is, you might recognize him because he was that rebel leader, or that rebel guy who took over for the rebel leader in Red Scorpion, the one that Dolph Lundgren breaks out of jail in Red Scorpion with M. Emmett Walsh. That's Al White. He's playing, I guess, this guy who's a blind, I guess, pervert who's selling cigarettes or whatever, and he goes up to Richard and he goes, hey, you know, man, can you do me a favor? I'm blind. Can you tell me, you know, how big how big the girl's titties are in this book? And he goes, big, very big, but she's not a she. Ah, man, you put scratch and sniff on these things. Well, keep scratching and sniffing, and all that other stuff like that. Basically, he's there to see this guy named Mr. Palazzi, who he wants to get a loan from, because he used to be a real estate guy. He is real estate, but he wants to get out of real estate, or it wasn't working out, and he wants to open a Cineplex, a movie theater, and just, you know, do his own thing what he's happy doing. But he went to the bank, and the bank had laughed in his face. And now, and you have a funny dialogue with him, Al White, where he goes, "Well, yeah, they was laughing, but I'll tell you one thing: the bank didn't have some damn dildos standing on the desk." Lenahan, Mr. Palazzi could see it now. Okay. And then the guy comes out of nowhere, Al White says, "Look, take these glasses. Look, I don't want no damn shit. Don't take this. Look, I'll take this and get you off my ass. Let me ask you a serious question. How do I look? How the fuck I should know? Then he comes in and sees the Mr. Parazzi guy. And he's talking about Dolby Sound. I don't care about that shit. Who gives a shit anyway? You know, Richard. And then basically, he wants Richard to smuggle some, to be a bagman for him, smuggle these diamonds out of the country in order for him to load him this money and stuff. And Richard goes, what about, he's like, Danahan, don't be a jerk off. I am a jerk off. I'll tell you one thing, I'm certainly no bag man, like Paul puts the gun and said, bag man? The best in the country. Yeah, I'll get you the diamonds back there, no problem, man. Alright, Lenahan, no problem. He goes, oh, you don't mind if I have a smoke, man. I'm so tense right now, you can open beer bottles my asshole. So he gets the cigarettes, and he realizes the cigarette's got a bug in it. A microphone in there that Al White planted on him. It turns out Al White's an undercover cop, and there's a raid. And in the process, one of Parazzi's guys gets shot, and then, you know, Parazzi blames Kevin for it, or Richard Pryor's character for it. He's like, Lenahan, you're dead, Lenahan, you're dead. But wait a minute, Parazzi, you're the one that's dead. They caught you with money and diamonds red-handed. Ha ha! Holy shit, I realize he has the diamonds and his briefcase on him. But I didn't know, I thought he was a blind pervert. So he ends up in jail, and his lawyer gets him, takes him out to get him ready for court. His lawyer is another familiar guy you guys might see, John Polito. Who you guys might remember him. John Polito was in Highlander, the first Highlander film. He was the detective working with Alan North. He's best known for being in The Crow. You know, he played Gideon, the guy who had his ass burned, you know, out of the store that blown up and shit. You know, Brandon Lee, when he yelled at Brandon Lee, you street grease motherfucker! And then Brandon Lee goes, that gasoline smell, blows up his store with the rings with emphasis, like Matt says. You know, it's like that. And then Michael Wincott kills him and shit. You remember Joe Polito? He was also in The Rocketeer, and he was also in Bushwhacked with Daniel Stern. That's a fun comedy. I enjoy Bushwhacked. I haven't seen it in years. Daniel Stern's a lot of fun in that. Here he plays his lawyer Klein, and they're being very harsh on Richard Pryor's cat Lenahan because he was arrested because he was in association with the guy. But not for nothing, they planted that mic on him, you know, for no fucking permission, so he could dispute that. But of course, the script and everything doesn't work that way. You need him to go to this to get the plot going. So they want to give him life in jail, like 15 years, 12 years. He's like, but wait a minute, for first time sentence? Oh, but they've been looking for this guy for years. Why did you get mixed up in this? Oh, but look, man, I'm a good guy. Why don't I do community service? I'm a cook for runaway teenage girls. Stuff like that. Then he must have the Palazzi outside the cell. Palazzi threatens to kill him if he goes to penitentiary and shit. So he goes to court for arraignment, and Richard acts crazy in the courtroom. Mr. Lenahan, don't you hear what he's getting a question? Just starts hitting his lawyer with a bunch of papers and stuff. Hey, you got brown babies at home. This is justice. I want just because I'm just, and if this, and, you know, very over the top. Some people might not like it, but I have fun with it. Granted, it's not as funny as Bustin' Loses court thing, him losing in court, but still is in the R-rated zone. So he plays an insanity plea. His lawyer tells the judge some leniency on that. So his judge says, okay, I'm going to sentence him to a mental hospital and stuff, but they're going to get evaluation. As soon as the evaluation says that he's all right, he's carrying out his sentence immediately. So, okay, cut away. Now we're introduced to the special hospital. I like the location of it. It's in New York, like in a little island or something. It looked like Rhode Island or something. I don't know, like a pier. I don't know what the location was where they filmed this at. Did it say sound special effects? I don't know what the effect. Stunts, casting, music department. I don't know where the fuck they went to film this shit. They don't even say film location. Fuck. I know it's in New York, but I don't know where exactly. The movie is directed by Michael Apted, who will go on to direct a lot of different movies. I mean, before this, I know he directed Coolie High. That was a comedy from way back in the 70s. And then after this, he did a lot of serious movies and stuff. I know one of the films he's known for doing was Tomorrow Never Dies. He did some Bond films with Pierce Brosnan and stuff. Didn't do comedy, but it's too bad. I thought it was pretty funny. The writers of this is Alan Sawyer, John Hamill and Dennis Hamill. I don't know what these people have gone on to do. Let's see. Well, Alan Sawyer was the writer behind Buddy Holly's story. That's the movie that Gary Busey actually won the Oscar for. It's really, and of course the documentary. Oh no, that was a movie biopic called Rebound: The Legend of Earl the Goat. I can't pronounce his name. That's that one with Don Cheadle. It's a biopic story. Um, he was a producer. He only directed 6 movies. He wrote 10 stuff. Not 10 stuff. Like 10 scripts, basically. 10 films. An episode of Baywatch. A couple episodes of Baywatch. Well, that's about it. Really nothing much Alan Sawyer wrote. Okay, John Hamill. He only wrote 2 movies. He was the writer behind Turk 182. That's that Timothy Hutton, Robert Urich, Kim Cattrall movie about Flock directed. Interesting film though, not bad. Then he wrote this film. John Hamill wrote that. I don't know what his brother Dennis Hamill wrote. Well, Dennis Hamill actually wrote more. Well, he also wrote Turk 182. He wrote a TV movie in 2003 called Last Laugh. Another thing in 2009 called Under New Management. So, I don't know. He didn't go on to do much, these guys. But they wrote a very funny script for what it was. I don't know why people give this movie so much shit. And we go to the hospital out there. And interesting cast members you got there. You got pretty much the first appearance of Rachel Ticotin. That's right, Rachel Ticotin, who you guys would see she would go on to be in Total Recall. Melina, Total Recall. And she'll be in One Good Cop, Falling Down. I think she was also in Man on Fire. That's right, she was the reporter in Man on Fire, the journalist that was helping out Denzel Washington and stuff. I think she played the mom of America Ferrera on the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. How do you know about that movie? Well, I caught her one time on cable. I had a thing for America Ferrera one time before she lost weight. And now it's like, forget everything just hanging off that poor girl now. I don't know. Yeah, for a heavyset girl, she had it in the right spots, you know. But hey, she wanted to go like this. Your skin is nah, sorry. See, I Rachel Ticotin there. You have an early role by Joe Mantegna. Joe Mantegna will go on to be, of course, in The Godfather Part 3. Thinner. That movie, Thinner. I don't know what he's gonna have to do nowadays. He's on that TV series Criminal Minds. I guess he did some voice acting for Cars 2. And of course, he had a couple of recurring roles. Maybe I bet you Matt must know him as Fat Tony and Fit Tony in The Simpsons. That's what Joe Mantegna's done. And he was uncredited in that big movie that had the all-star cast in it, Valentine's Day, and everything like that. Had an interesting career, you know, not bad. You know, I haven't been a fan of a lot of stuff he's done. Oh, he was in the movie Red Belt. Something I gotta look up. Some voice acting here and there. But anyway, you got Joe Mantegna there. Basically, Rachel Ticotin plays Rachel Atwood, who's an acting administrator for the hospital. That I like the setting of this hospital because it's basically like out in the middle of nowhere almost, out, you know, away from the city and everything like that. I'd like to find out what the location is. It looks like a good location and stuff. And there's a storm about to hit there. And she plays Rachel Atwood, who the acting administrator. And pretty much she's going to be left in charge for the first night. Because the big administrator is Joe Mantegna's character, Arthur Chambers. Really an asshole of an asshole and stuff. You know, he doesn't listen to any of his residents, you know, any of the people on his staff. Like one of the nurses, Nurse Maggie Lessart, played by Sylvia Mills, tells him, "Oh look, we're understaffed. We have a lot of people coming tonight. What, overtime? No. It's regular at night, regular hours." So, you know, he really is a scumbag, you know, Chambers, his character and stuff. And at the same time, at the same location, the same hospital, Richard is there, Kevin Denahan, and he's in the middle of talking to a shrink, a doctor there, and remember, he's got to play crazy. So You know, you ever got those things where, I guess, if you're in a doctor's office or shrink's office or whatever, you know how they give those ink blocks? The thing that look on a card, like weird abstract shit, and you gotta tell them what you see and stuff. Well, she asked me, okay, Mr. Lanahan, what is this you see? That's my second grade teacher. Before I killed her, I took her blood and made fingerprints on the wall. Shit's a bitch. What about here? That's this with her blood. I'm drawing with her blood. Okay, how about this? And what's funny about it is, if you look at it real good, it looks like the ink blot looks like a pair of tits or an ass or something. And then he goes, oh my god, I can't believe I've seen you missing all the time. Mr. Lanahan, you want me to call security? No, no, please, no. Zip! And he's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Mr. Lanahan, give me, no, please, please, no. Mr. Lanahan, oh, ooh. I know it's hilarious. I tend to be doing that when I was this picture, right? But he does it more better, basically. And I know I moved the camera a little bit, shit, but it's still holding on. God bless it. But he pretends he's whacking off, and I guess, and his buddy is this guy who's an orderly who works at the mental ward downstairs. Luis, who's played by Ruben Blades. Ruben Blades, of course, you guys know from Predator 2, being Predator 2. He'll be in the Super. He's going to be in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Decent actor. He's done a handful of movies here and there. Plays Richard Pryor's buddy in this, who tries to give him advice what to do. Well, this lady's real tough. You gotta try to work hard. Look, man, I can't pretend to wank off. She probably wanking off too. And so they makes it to the mental ward, and you got these weird characters in the mental ward. One of the characters is actually Randall Tex Cobb. Yes, I think I remember. I was introduced to this way first before Uncommon Valor, and I love Randall Tex Cobb right then and there. He's just a fun, over-the-type presence, you know. Rick ended up being in the same scene with Richard as a bonus, too. He plays this character named Box, who, he's mental because he's whiter than anybody we've ever seen before. He got a beard, but he thinks he's black. So you have that. He has this little dog, guy pretending to be a dog named Fido, and stuff. And, you know, Richard Pryor is just going crazy. Why am I here? See a weird guy bouncing a ball. They're catching it, bouncing, catching, and Richard Pryor takes the ball from the guy still. And Richard goes, "You're fucking crazy." But kept bouncing up, boing, boing, and stuff. And then, pretty much, you know, Box says to him, "Oh, what, you know, what's going on with the thing there?" They said, "Strike 3, man. I'm going to penitentiary soon." He goes, but they won't let you. They won't let you. They won't keep you in. They won't let me out. You still think you're black, Box? Yeah, hell, down blood. Yeah, down blood. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And stuff. And then Fido's fucking around on Richard's bed, biting his pillow. She's look, I'm gonna mark his turn. Get him off my bed, Box. And then he comes up with a crazy idea to pretend to act like a dog. So him and Fido fighting with a pillow on the floor. And Chambers gets wind of it. And before he leaves, he's gonna leave for the night and leave Rachel Tickerton in charge. He goes down there, and Richard starts fucking with him. He's still in character as a dog. He goes, "Lanahan, that's not gonna work. I thought you did something more interesting than this." And tries to hump his leg. Get off my leg! Get off my leg! Lanahan, I just got the results in. You're going to the penitentiary tomorrow. And then he picks up his leg trying to piss on Joe Mantegna. And he goes, Don't even try pissing on my leg. It ain't gonna work. And then he mumbles like, "Oh shit." And then, I guess, you know, Box gets pissed off that they're taking Richard away, and how Joe Mantegna's character, he's an asshole and tries to threaten everybody, sending them to a mental prison, actually Dannemora, which nobody wants to go to. And he holds Joe Mantegna hostage, and Richard flees. Tries to flee, but at the same time, there's a big storm hitting the island where they're at, and that's where all this chaos starts. At the same time, Chambers, Joe Mantegna's character, had tell Rachel Tickerton's character that there's this surgeon that nobody knows about that much but him, called Dr. Kevin Slattery. Oh, somebody fucked up on IMDb. is Kevin Linehan, not Eddie Linehan. Stupid motherfuckers who wrote this on IMDb. So smart they are, they fucked it up. Supposed to meet this surgeon called Dr. Eddie Slattery, who's one of these these ORs, top OR guys or whatever that not many people have seen. So Richard makes it up to the file room to get his files so he can split off the island. But what happens is the power goes out on the hospital. Emergency lights go on, and Rachel Tickerton makes it into the office, finds Richard there, and she believes that Richard is this surgeon, Dr. Slattery. So that's when all the fun begins. And you get all these good characters. You get a very young appearance by Bob Saget, who plays this intern named Dr. Joffrey that Richard fucks with a lot throughout the movie. You have this other doctor, Dr. Foster. He's kind of a veteran doctor who's kind of a bitch and a chicken shit about everything. We could get sued, played by Bob Dishy. Well, I don't know if Bob Dishy's still running. I think he's a TV actor. He's been doing TV for years. It says 1934. Who knows? Maybe he is still alive, running around. The last thing he did was The Whackness. And he did an episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit, not units. Law and Order episodes. A lot of TV stuff. Episode of Frasier. He was good in this role. Basically, Dr. Foster, very kind of a pessimistic guy. Oh, don't you touch them, Miss Atwood. We can get sued. We can get this. We can get that. You should be running this hospital. Shouldn't really an asshole of a guy and stuff. And Richard comes in there. A lot of crazy stuff happens. And first thing he tries to do is he tries to look for an exit and run out. And he runs into a room with sword liner. And you hear, shit! And then he has all the liners. And he goes, hey, look, hold this. I'm going to pull the top of my Mercedes. He steals an ambulance that belongs to Wesley Snipes. That's right. Wesley Snipes has a small role in here. A very tiny one. If you blink, you'll probably miss him. Wait, what the fucking ambulance? So he drives the ambulance away. I'm out of here. But the problem is the crossway or the roadway is washed out. So the ambulance gets deep sixed into the water. Very funny sequence of Richard like, no. He said fuck. And then Dr. Foster was trying to go home and get out of the island, but the washway is out. There's a storm. And then when Snipes come back, he goes, where's my ambulance? I took it to get washed. And stuff. And a lot of stuff happens, and Ruben Blades convinces him he could pull this off because it's more easy to do. Look, all these doctors, all you have to do to be a doctor is tell anyone they got the clap, give him a shot. That's it. That's it. So he comes in there, he bullshits away out of it. I like the way he bullshits his way into this. It's very good. They all buy it because they're desperate. And in the long run, he helps them out. Like, there's no power in the thing. The place is blacked out. At the same time, also, you have this prisoner that was flown in. This character named Stucky is played by Joe Dell'Alessandro. I know I stuttered there. I'm sorry. Joe Dell'Alessandro, who plays Stucky. TV actor. I know he did an episode of Miami Vice. Probably one of those bad boy actors who made a stint with the law back and forth and shit. Still running around. I don't know if he's cleaned up his act or whatever. Look at his bio on IMDb. The fucking guy has problems. But he did a good job as the bad guy in the movie Stucky. He was this kind of dangerous convict who sells drugs and shit like that. He fakes an injury in the prison to get out of there and to make it to this hospital where he gives the guy a slip, the cop who takes him in there, kills the cop off camera, takes off his beard and everything like that. And you got him running around the hospital as well. And also, a lot of other things goes on. Like, you have a sequence there where Richard, it makes it into this little area right there with this poor old lady is having a problem. And she whispers in here, what he goes, have you tried prune juice? I tried that, it didn't work. Well, how about a warm bath? That always worked for me. Doctor, she hasn't done it. We tried suppository because basically she has a problem with shitting. So she goes, what do you mean? Do a manual. Well, get the manual. So no. She gives him the rubber glove. He goes, oh my God. And then right away out of nowhere, Dr. Joffrey, goes Bob Saget. Here's an emergency. Go in there, emergency. He's going to wish he went to law school. Then another thing happens where he tells Jack Jaffe, "What are you gonna do with these magic hands?" "I gotta wash them. I had them as Miss Nussbaum." But you see, Jack Jaffe, I'm giving you all these glamour jobs. Now go give this person a physical, and that's it. It turned out to be this beautiful woman who's in her brown panties wearing this lab coat. And I like Richard is peeking through the curtain. He goes, "Dr. Jaffe, get out of here. You disgust me. Get out of here. Take your magic. Go wash your hands. Take your magic ass out of here." And he tells the lady, "What seems to be the problem?" "Oh, it hurts all over. Here, here, and there." Oh. When he pulled out his stethoscope, he goes, "I like caring, man. Yes, I'm a doctor. I'm a good doctor. Yes, it's my best day of doctoring for me. Yes, you know, I have a friend of mine. He's a cynic. He tells me all you gotta do is tell everybody they got the clap, give him a shot. And that's all it is." "Well, you don't have to tell me that." "Oh, why not?" And he gets on top of here. You hear his zipper, zzz, because that's why I'm here. I got the clap. And you see Richard say, zip. Then he walks out and he yells, "Dr. Jaffe!" I know I'm doing a bad job explaining this, but it's just one of those movies. It's hard to go into every joke, but I love the character. I know there are parts in the movie where you can tell his MS is visible. Like, at one point you see him walking down one hallway and they go, Dr. Slattery is down this way. Oh, okay. Or you see he messes up a line a little bit, or sometimes he seems a bit censored. Like he calls a character a penis head. Like, why would you probably call somebody a penis head? You know? And stuff like that. You get Garrett Morris in there. He plays this junkie. Because you have a fun sequence where they have these guys in the methadone, the medicine room. So Richard needs them to move this helicopter or this generator to this room, so they can get power throughout the hospital at the same time to move this helicopter out of the helipad to this air shaft to blow air into the hospital. He goes, "It's foolproof," and then he makes a big hole through the wall, and nobody could bring the helicopter up there and stuff, and to get people to ICU. So you have another fun sequence there where Garrett Morris tries to fake being sick, and Richard fucks him over and stuff. You're suffering from a case of full of shitness. And what that means, he hits one of those things like, "Ow! I hurt." Well, I didn't like the way that sounds. No shit. "Ow! Did you experience a sharp pain?" "No, I just experienced a blowjob. What do you think?" And then he goes to Rachel Ticotin. Rachel Ticotin, she wants to laugh. Where Bob Saget comes in. He wants Bob Saget to check Gary Moss for hernia. And you see Rachel Ticotin's turned away. You know she's laughing. You can tell. You're laughing too. She goes, "Cough." "Squeeze deeper." Squeeze. What do you mean squeeze deeper? "Cough." Come on, let's squeeze harder. Sometimes they're inside. Squeeze harder. Look, I cough up a fucking lung. You tell this guy, look at my balls. Look, this is ridiculous. I know it's ridiculous. We'll turn this to the inside out. No, we don't. No, we don't. I want to work. I want to work. And he falls to the floor. "Oh, Dr. Jaffe, I know. Wash my hands." So basically, Gary Morris sort of pays him back in a way where he tells him that he could fly the helicopter. He knows about helicopters, but he was a mechanic in Vietnam. So he tells him something. "I know about the Sikorsky's, the Bell, the 2, the A, Airwolf, Blue Thunder, everything. Just get, like, so he can get in." And he goes, "Oh no, I was a chopper mechanic. I'm afraid of heights. But if you get someone behind the controls, I can guide him to fly it." And he volunteers, and Richard ends up getting in there, and you get a funny sequence, hilarious sequence. He goes, "Use your collective, your up and down stick." "My up and down stick? We're talking about my dick." So then all of a sudden, he says, "a piece of cake." And then Gary Morris has a Vietnam flashback. No, the base is too fucking hot. Take it up. What are you talking about? Whoa. Oh, man, you tripping or what? What are you talking about, man? The war's over, you fuckhead. How do I land this thing? Don't land. Take it up. Oh, they burned my drugs. I'm gonna land this motherfucker. Don't land. Then he lands it right out the shaft. And I know it's a bad voiceover, but it's funny though, especially on the TV version, because they put a bad dubbing to cover up Richard's curses. I like it though, but you can tell he didn't say that because the helicopter's making noise. But I just like the dialogue the way it's presented. He crawls out of the helicopter. He goes, "I'm going to pull his heart out of his ass. Hey man, you got this distinguished flying medal, brother. You. And then Rachel took him to catch him. Cough, cough. He's having a fit. Get out of here. All that shit happened. Same time, you got Joe Mantegna locked up downstairs with Randall's Cobb and the inmates fucking with him. They got him tied up with ping pong paddles and stuff. A lot of crazy. I wasn't bored by this film. It's just, you know, like he tries to make a cast for this guy. He's a big fucking lump. He loses his ring in the process and everything like that. Halfway through the movie, he realizes he's a bit over his head. He tries to tell Rachel Ticotin the truth, but she don't want to hear the truth and stuff. And he sets Bob Dishy straight, Dr. Forster straight. You know, your penis head, you know that? You understand? People want to help. You're a doctor. You know, that's why we got a doctor. We got the best job in the world. We get parking. We can park anywhere we want. Tollway zones, red zones, free tickets to the theater. And you're going to let your lawyer screw you out of that? You get some good advice there. I know there's a sequence there where Arthur Mantegna's character, Joe Mantegna's character, has this laboratory. This weird laboratory where he has these hearts and brains and like weird feet. I don't know why the fuck he has this. They would generate a power in that. And there's this guy who hurt himself. That Chambers sent the guy up on a roof to fix something in the rain, and here he fell down and fucked up his back. And he can't move. He might need surgery, but there's no generator to power up the OR and stuff. So there's a generator in there in that room where Joe Mantegna has his fucking laboratory at. I like Richard's thing, you know, he just goes, what's it, the cafeteria? And stuff. You can see a little bit of the MS because he's touching something he's not really touching, like a heart and something like that. Why Richard touching that, we don't know. And stuff. Stop! It's Atwood, you can't do it. Then he shuts off the generator and everything just starts fucking blowing up. Like, you see hearts, brains. And he goes, this is not Artist Baby, this is Artist Baby. See like a weird fetus there? He goes, ah! So then Dr. Forster wants Richard Pryor to assist him in surgery because he thinks he's a surgeon. And so he's stalling. You see a funny scene where he's washing his hands with sponge and then Bob Dishy knows there's something weird about it. And he basically tries to tell him he's not the guy who thinks he's. He goes, look, I don't care who you are. Keep your hands in your pocket. Send Dr. Jaffe over here, alright? Just thank you for getting me to believe in myself on that. That's it. He ends up delivering a baby. A lot of funny stuff happens here and there, you know. Chambers makes his way out of the mental ward downstairs and stuff. And in return, he wants a head start so he can escape. But Joe Mantegna wants him arrested either way. But Rachel Ticotin covers his ass and everything like that. Stucky grabs Rachel Ticotin to force her to give him the keys to the boat and stuff. But she already had given the keys to Richard Pryor's character and stuff. Before that, Stucky starts to fire in the hospital to start a diversion and stuff. Now, I'm going to show you how much of a hero Richard Pryor's character is. He's about to drive away in the boat. She's the fire. He had that music pop up, and he just turns around. And he didn't have to do that. So, I kind of like that moment. It gives him a hero moment there. I like that. And so he tells everybody, get out this way, to the exits, to the back, and this and that. And then I like what Dr. Forster tells him. Dr. Flattery, you're back with us. My name is Lenahan, Kevin Lenahan. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. So, you know, you get a little kinship there. Until he finds out that Stucky got Rachel. And Richard, once again, uses his wit and his bullshit tactics to get the bad guy, which I like that. He gets the walkie-talkie. He makes believe that he's a bunch of SWAT team members. Oh, God, 10-4. Okay, but buddy, we got him outside. As soon as we go outside, we'll kill him. Fuck everybody. Kill the girl. No, please. Shit, sir. Then you see Stucky right there. He goes down chain. Now, you know it's a stand-in, obviously. Richard Pryor's not going to do a big fight scene, but I like the effort, though. And he basically slides down the chain and grabs his legs around Stucky's neck. Rachel, run! And boom, falls on the floor. Get a little of a silly tackle. And of course, Stucky pulls out a long pipe. Richard pulls out a small one. And then it looks like Joe DeLasaggio wants to laugh. He's like that. And then Richard throws all the pipes on the floor. Guys, ah! And stuff. I'm like, hey, we go, doctor. And stuff. And everything like that. And then he tries to stop Stucky. Stucky punches him in the stomach. And then out of nowhere, Fox has his crowd pleasing moment where he comes. You kicked my dog, motherfucker! Oh shit! The guy he's stuck. He goes down, and Richard hits him with a pipe and punches him in the face. I'm not a doctor. Ha! And then relatives cop. We're some bad black motherfuckers, aren't we? That's right. Ha! Before that, when I'm all over the place, getting my head of myself, Joe Mantegna finds out his lab is fucked up. I like his reaction. He walks by and all of a sudden you hear, ah, ah, ah. And then, you know, he thinks Richard Pryor is trying to burn down the house. Richard Pryor is actually there with the fire hose trying to put out the fire. And everything like that. I like how Chambers fucks with him, tries to say, you going to jail for destruction of this, for this, fuck you! And then hits him with the water hose and shit, which that's a fun sequence, you know, because, you know, Joe Mantegna's character is an asshole throughout the whole movie. And the people don't want to arrest Richard Pryor. They see he saved the hospital and stuff. Richard Pryor blackmails him and starts to tell the press about all this non-emergency exits and all this shit that he fucked up on, the safety codes and everything like that, and how he saved his hospital and everything. So he decides to look the other way and say his files were destroyed in the fire and something to get out of here. So, you know, he ends up setting a date with Rachel Tickerton, and the movie finishes. A very fun movie. It moves at a very fast pace. You know, does it have its little problems? Yes, at times. Richard seems like he's trying to censor himself. I don't know if that's maybe his MS. But very funny moments. You know, I think it's a harmless Richard Pryor comedy. It moves at a good pace. The movie's 100 minutes long, and it's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun with Critical Condition. I know some of my friends probably not that much of a fan of this film because of stuff about, you know, how Richard looks or whatever, how thin he was or whatever. You know, like you can see his MS showing, or how he was treated badly on the set of Critical Condition. But, you know, you wouldn't notice it that much if you didn't know the backstory. But I love the film a lot. I'll probably put this in my top 5. I can't find much wrong with it. Just at times, a little bit of bad dubbing they throw in there, like when they try to add some stuff like him calling out the head. But it's funny to me. I laugh at it, you know. I'm going to pull his heart out of his ass, and you see his mouth moving, nothing. But I laugh at that. It's just hilarious. Very fun stuff. You know, with Gary Morris fucking with him when he's on the helicopter, and him giving Bob Saget a lot of these shitty jobs, like sticking the hand up the lady's ass, and you know, the lady with the clap and stuff. Ruben Blades is good. Valentine Scott was a little bit in the film. You know, so I have no problem with the film, to be honest. 10 out of 10 the rating for that one. Now this one here, Moving, came out the following year, 1988. This one got a higher mark on IMDb. This one got I believe 5.6. That's a decent one. It's directed by Alan Metter. Alan Metter, and written by Andy Brockman. Alan Metter, I want to see what he's going on to do. Alan Metter will go on to direct Police Academy Mission to Moscow. I remember that not being that good. Oh look, he actually directed another fun comedy from the 80s, Back to School, with Rodney Dangerfield. That's interesting. He directed that movie. And the last thing he did was, I guess, I don't know if it's a music video, a documentary of Olivia Newton-John. Well, he directed the Growing Pains film, TV movie Growing Pains. Didn't want to do much, but you know, that's good. He actually directed Back to School. I didn't know that. Rodney Dangerfield, he shows up in this film as well. Like that. So now Andy Brickman. That name sounds familiar. I wonder what he's gonna have to write. Oh, look at this, Matt. He's the writer behind the TV series Monk. He did documentaries on the best of Phil Hartman, the best of Chris Farley. He did a TV movie called Tourist Trap. He was a writer on Saturday Night Live. He was a writer of Sergeant Bilko, Steve Martin, who was Dan Aykroyd. He was a writer of this not funny comedy called True Identity. He was an uncredited writer for Hot to Trot. That's the one with Bobcat Goldthwait and John Candy as the voice of the horse. Ours are Two on the Rocks. Episodes of Late Night with David Letterman. So he didn't go on to write much. Really, he hasn't worked with Richard before. Oh look, he was the writer behind that movie I downloaded, which I haven't seen yet, Rat Race, 2001. Oh, that's interesting. You got these writers behind this. But what to say about this film? The movie stars Richard Pryor, and you see a very first appearance by the very young and beautiful Stacey Dash. Well, everybody remembers Stacey Dash because she would go on to be in Clueless. I think that's what she's best known for, being in Clueless. So she hasn't done much since. I heard she did some movie called Chrome Angels, where she's a leader of a biker gang. It's kind of one of those bad B movies with Paul LeMat from American Graffiti and stuff like that. I read the synopsis for it. It sounds like an interesting time waster, even though I'm willing to bet the effects are fucking SYFY type of shit. Whatever. You got Beverly Todd, who's done go on to a lot of TV stuff. You got Randy Quaid in this, who plays two characters. Let's see. First appearance by Tracy Lynn from Friday Night Part 2. Dave Thomas is in this. Rodney Dangerfield, King Kong Bundy. I don't know who that guy is. The one with the tattoo. The one that gets beat up in the Steven Seagal films a lot. He shows up here. A very early appearance by Dana Carvey as well. Rodney Dangerfield has a small cameo in the film as well. It's fun to see him there. Mars Day shows up in the film. So it's a big cast for the movie and stuff. And the movie's rated R. It's not a long movie at all. It's 89 minutes. You know, it's kind of a light R-rated movie. I mean, if this movie came out today, it'd probably be a PG-13 evenly, but it works pretty good. It came out in 1988. I just finished watching this now. The score for the film is done by, I think, Howard Shore did the score and everything like that. Now, this DVD-R I have is a bit fucked up because it's a bit delayed in the audio a little bit and stuff. But I can't find it nowhere else. I tried to go VHD to find it, do a new one, but no luck. So I'll be able to see it. Maybe I'll get a better one in the future, hopefully. I think it is on DVD. It was part of those triple packs or whatever and stuff. And I end up springing for that and stuff. But where to start with this movie? I mean, Richard Pryor in this film plays a family man, which is refreshing to see and stuff. I think he does, like I said before, he does a better job playing a straight family man than Eddie Murphy, in my humble opinion. He really does. Better than Martin, in my humble opinion, as well. I'll be bold to say that. Richard Pryor did better. He plays this guy named Arlo Pear. I know it's a weird name. Arlo Pear, who lives in New Jersey with his family, his wife, his daughter, played by Stacey Dash. Who, ironically, I don't know what it is. She looks like a young Whitney Houston, but I think she looks better than Whitney Houston, in my humble opinion. Like the way Whitney Houston looked back in the 80s and stuff. And he has these two sons who are twins, which I think you could have done without those fucking kids, to be honest. Raphael and Ishmael Harris, who play Marshall and Randy Pear, where they had this stupid gimmick throughout the whole movie. Like, they're on junior high school track team, and they pull this whole scam where they're running behind the bleachers and they switch spots. Like, it feels like it don't belong in this movie. It belongs in one of the Disney movies or something. Like, you could have done without those fucking kids. Really. I didn't think they even belong in the movie, to be honest. You could have just kept Stacey Dash and got rid of the fucking kids, to be honest. But I guess they threw them in there to be cute. But I've seen better acting. I'm sorry. Granted, they're not in the movie that much, thank God. That's my shorts. But the movie opens up where you know, Arlo's walking up by this giant lawnmower from his asshole neighbor Frank, who's played by Randy Quaid. Very different character than his character he played in National Lampoon's Vacation. Very different. Kind of a guy who's just an asshole all around. Maybe an ex-Vietnam vet. Probably has some jail time on his side. Really an asshole. He comes out with this giant, real giant, big lawnmower that has a chainsaw on the side. Makes a lot of noise. Wakes up Richard. Richard's character has a thing where he daydreams a little bit. Like he has this dream sequence where he imagines him kicking Randy Quaid's ass. I know it's stand-in to see a Richard, but I love the idea of that. He's just daydreaming of doing karate and martial arts and just fucks up Randy Quaid. That's good to see. And so especially Randy Quaid these days when you hear about all these stupid things he does or whatever. you know, like stealing stuff and this and that, being a kleptomaniac. Man has all that money, you know, a fucking celebrity, he's running around stealing shit. And of course, that's frozen like a rock. I can't drink no more water. Alright, guys, 11:30. Let me try to make this a little sooner. What's up? Make a long story short, he's an engineer, designer, and his job that he's worked for about 14 years, 15 years, and he's basically been fired. And he has a thing where his character is very low key, that he gets mad, but he kind of chickens out real quick. Okay, so he gets worked up, his nose bleeds a lot and stuff, and he goes, "Fuck you, Roy! I gave the man the wrong finger, wrong finger." So he does this thing where instead of giving him like this, he gives him like this and stuff, and everything like that. And he's a good sequence where he's looking for work or whatever. He's on the phone, fucked up. "Hi, my name is Arlo Pear. I'm calling about the Ginsu knives. It's Pear." Like he's just really disillusioned and shit and everything like that. Until he's out there washing his car, and once again Randy Quaid fucks with him, like good sequence where he has his remote control helicopter that flies real close to Richie, very dangerous, I can imagine, and it has speakers on it. "I got you now, Pear. Haha, leave me alone, Frank." He just hits him with the water, he shoots the helicopter with the sprinkler hose, and then his wife walks by. "Arlo, telephone." Like she don't even acknowledge the helicopter on top of him. He runs to the house and the helicopter smashes against the door and shit. And he finds out it's a job interview at this place for this company, who's ran by Dave, I believe, let me get the actor's name here. Yeah, Dave Thomas. You guys might remember from Second City or whatever, right? Who offers him this job as a designer for this new train. But there's one catch though. He has full control, more money, everything he wants. But the job is in Boise, Idaho. So you have a great sequence where he's at the dinner table, he's about to tell his family, and he's just, his daughter and his wife are getting into it regarding about, she wants to do something with her boyfriend, but they want, she wants the Tasty Dash to come with him at some choir. I like it that he's just putting mashed potatoes on his plate continuously, very slow, like, and he licks a little bit of the potato. He goes, "Honey, are these Idaho potatoes?" And they taste like Idaho. I don't know, dear. Why? You like that? Good. You know, right? In Idaho, right? And all that stuff like that. And he goes, "You know, isn't Idaho the home of Whitney Houston?" He goes, "No, Dad. Whitney Houston was born in Jersey over here." "Oh, well, I thought the way she sings, you could hear it from Idaho." And then he goes and goes, "Something wrong, Arlo? Did you get the job?" "Yes, the job with the raise and everything. But there's one thing." Because what is it? "I didn't say yes." Keep that in mind. The job is in Boise, Idaho. Boise, Idaho? You said Boise, Idaho? I like the way the camera pans back and made him look smaller from the back of his chair. Have you been listening? The phone be right off the hook. Alright? I'm not moving no fucking Boise, Idaho. Hey, wait a minute, young lady. You gotta put some money in the swear jar, you know? "I don't care. I'm gonna put change in there. Look, I am not moving no goddamn Boise, Idaho, in no bitch hole." And then, like, the wife, she takes out of her wallet, takes out a bunch of money, and puts it in the jar, and tells the kids, "Leave the room. Oh, don't you want dessert? Now!" So you know she's gonna curse a lot. It makes you wonder why the R rating is there, because it kind of feels like this could be PG-13, but it's still fun. So ultimately, she decides to go to honor his wishes and to move to Boise, Idaho. But Stacey Dash don't like that. So when they show the house to people to get old buyers for the house, Stacey Dash starts fucking doing things to fuck up the house. Like you see people showing the space and they run out screaming, "Ah!" They go, "What happened? What the hell?" And Stacey Dash did this real fucked up. She puts police caution tape. She draws dead body truck outlines on the floor. Writes on the wall, "Kill the pigs." Where is Casey? And then she's making out with a boyfriend. You find a tool belt there. What you been doing? Working around the house. And you get a real crazy sequence where she shows these other group of people the kitchen. And the kitchen just goes crazy, man. You see the sink and the pasta goes in the water. And Richard's reacting to this. He's like, crazy! Then another set of people come. And they want to see the basement. Richard doesn't want to show them the basement. But they make it down to the basement. And they find Stacey Dash tied up. Oh, she's doing a project. And somehow or other, she's going to get an A. And this and that. And then, you know, ultimately, Randy Quaid shows up there. Dressed up nicely. And very polite, very nice. And everything like that. And then Richard tells him, what are you doing, Frank? He goes, I want you out. I want some fresh meat, pear. And then takes the banana and bites into the banana. He goes, you're never going to peel that? Why? I know what's in it. So they take the spade. They take the house. So they have a yard sale. Randy Quaid fucks up the yard sale a little bit and stuff. And they end up going to Boise, Idaho to get flying out there to find the place. They go to a lot of places. It's fucked up. Find this nice place there where the guy keeps saying, we like the floors. Oh, don't get attached. We're taking it with us. Ha ha ha. What about the stairs? Oh, don't get attached. We're taking it with us. Ha ha ha. All that bullshit. So they buy the house and everything like that. And then Richard finds this guy to drive his brand new Saab Turbo from New Jersey to Idaho to Boise. And some guy named Brad, who's played by Dana Carvey, seems like a very sweet guy. Okay, yes, I'll take it there. I don't drink beer. I'm this and that. And then Richard, thank you. All stuff like that. Then you had these assholes that come in. Real dumbasses. One of them is that tattoo guy from the Steven Seagal films. Like, Steven Seagal fucks up a lot in the movies and shit. And it's a tall, ugly motherfucker, who I think is in Harlem Nights as well. Come into the house. Right off the bat, they start getting at Richard's bad side. You feel sorry for Richard having to deal with these fucking guys in the movie. So, how's it hanging? What? Your dick. How's it hanging? It was a little to the right. I think that's why I stole that line from this shit. One time I told that to a girl I know. How they hanging? What do you mean how they hanging? They're hanging to the left or the right? No, they're straight down. Get out of here. That shit. And everything. So, all that shit goes down. And, basically, Richard don't want to hire them because the guy's stealing shit out of Richard's house or whatever. And he goes, oh, I'll smack him up. What? Get out of my damn house! And all this other stuff happens. Everything that could go wrong goes wrong. He tries to go for another moving company. Those same fucking guys happen to work for that moving company. And then King Kong Bundy is one of their guys. Gargoyle. They call him Gargoyle, Smart Gargoyle. I don't care. And Richard probably sees him, good reaction. Ah! Yeah, Gargoyle, you can move anything. Yeah, move my car. Pick it up. Put it into the garage. Ha ha. This steps on glass. Richard's reaction is like, ooh. Really crazy shit. Oh my god. All this stuff happens. Then they end up getting the stuff moved out to get it in the moving truck. And they take the they decide because Stacey Dash's character doesn't want to move, so she tries to make this ploy, one last ploy, and tries to get married to some random guy she met. It's actually Morris Day. It's just funny to see Morris Day there. And I don't know where Richard's reaction when he sees him, he goes, you know what, Joe, walk it straight if you don't get your hands off my daughter. So they realize, they make a deal with Stacey Dash that she can stay with the neighbors till she finishes her school year or whatever, because she didn't want to move. And then when she's ready, she'll go with them to Idaho and stuff. And then he tells Morris, they marry these! Throws the bouquet of flowers at him and stuff. Then they make it out there, they drive out there. Until they make it to a restaurant, and they see a magazine called Psychology Today, and they see a picture of Dana Carvey on there, that he's got multiple personalities, 8 different personalities. And right away Richard flips out, what? And then when he's driving in the highway, he sees Dana Carvey and one of his characters in drag. I want to be nerdy tonight. And then out of nowhere pulls up next to Richard, hey, you want to ride me? And then Richard goes, oh, I guess I gotta go. Drives away and shit. And I like what Richard says, she better be a good driver. Makes it to the house, and it doesn't stop for poor Richard, man. The house is fucked up. These people were not kidding when they said they'll take it with them. They've taken the doors. They've taken the kitchen. Richard's reaction is sad but hilarious because you feel sorry for this guy a little bit. What? They took the goddamn kitchen! The fuck? Ow! And then they took the swimming pool. Ah! Then curses the guy out. Look, man, Odell, I'm gonna take you to court and you don't put my stuff back in this house. Ah! All this stuff happens. The moving guys get in touch with them. They took in a detour to New Orleans instead of fucking Boise, Idaho. Richard's pissed about that. To make things worse, they show up there only to put a fucking sign saying they missed them and drive off with the fucking furniture. Richard tries to go after him, but only to be distracted when Dana Carvey, one of his personalities, pulls in with a fucking Saab Turbo that's been turned into a Mad Max car. Literally, with V8 engines. It looked like it's been through war. And Richard's reaction is just... And you see one of the characters, some guy, hey man, I'm going to deliver this car, so my name's Arlo. That's a weird fucking name, huh? Arlo. I'm Arlo. Where's Brad? Can I talk to Brad, please? Nobody can see Brad. He looks like me, just as sad. And it's funny to see Richard and Dana Carvey in the same frame together. He basically says, look, what happened to my car? I don't know, the Pope took it. What happened to my car? I don't know, don't be surprised, the Pope is a crazy motherfucker, man. You know, it's that. Tries to choke him. He goes, you get out of town. I'm gonna buy a gun. I'm gonna kill 08, you sons of bitches. Now please go, I don't wanna go to jail, please go. What about the question, Teddy? I'm gonna kill him too. And walks away singing Roll, Roll, You Boat. Ronnie Dangerfield shows up there briefly, because he's the bank guy who's gonna loan Richard the money. So he has the fun sequence where he bets the horses and he embezzles some money. It's funny. It's fun to see Rodney and Richard in the same frame. You know, which that's nice to see that and stuff. Granted, Rodney's not in the film that much. It'd be nice if him and Richard were in more scenes together. Because Ronnie Dangerfield, you know, and Richard together, amazing combination. But him and Dana Carvey was great to see as well. And he makes it to his new job, first day, with the car fucked up. Goes in, everything's cool, nice, until he realizes he got the job only to be a fall guy. That the project is in a lot of trouble, is being held up, and out of nowhere, the media and the press come to Richard, and he just makes it to the office, and out of nowhere, he's like, what? 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 What are you gonna say to that, Mr. Pear? I just sharpened my pencil. And then he's at the bar with the bloody nose again because he's tension. And he's drunk. He goes, what a pussy. You gotta do is stay where you are. Don't move. You stay in Jersey and make the goddamn mustard. Because his father-in-law runs a mustard factory, and his wife said that he had an opening to go work for him at one point, but he don't want to make mustard. He wants to be an engineer. You don't move. Stay where you are. And you won't get hurt. Well, what happens is somebody who just comes in the bar thinks that Richard's robbing the place, and he gets hit with a bottle. Back of his head. And the guy bartender goes, what are you doing that for? I thought he was holding the place up. And the guy apologized. I'm sorry about that. He goes, it's okay. It's the best part of my week. And then Richard sees the fucking moving guys there through the window. He goes, I got someone to kill. And here's when Richard turns into an action guy automatically, which is funny, over the top, but silly. But I love it though. It leaves a lot to be admired. Richard takes his bow tie, makes it like a Rambo thing on his, like a headband. He takes the grease, the oil, puts on his face like war paint. And I don't know where the fuck he got the Road Warrior gear from and all the guns, but I guess that must have been in the back of the car from what the fuck this guy went through. And shit, and goes after them, and he starts honking the horn. I want my furniture back! Oh, that's Arlo, that's Pear. Alright, he's a little shit, fuck him. Pulls out an Uzi, shoots him. Oh shit! You get a little action sequence there, which is cool to see. And everything. Then the moving truck hits his limousine, who happens to be Dave Thomas's character, Marcus. Get your ass in the car, Marcus! Buckle your seatbelt! And he comes up with an idea to save the company. Or whatever, and how to save the project. He goes, you take the wheel. and stuff. I gotta go take get my furniture back. And he gets these people. He jumps on this back of this pickup truck. Gets people to move, get the ladder close to the truck. Good sequence there. He blocks the window. How's it hanging? And Richard turns into a badass. Well, even though it's standards, but I just love the idea of Richard kicking ass. Though it's not him, but still, just the idea. I love that. He comes out of nowhere. He goes, shut, enough talk. That's right, you crazy, Bear? Yes, right, I'm fucking crazy. Want my furniture back. Then he does a kick, whoop, kicks the tattoo guy out. The tattoo guy, ooh. Like, he's had his ass kicked worse by Steven Seagal in the movies, but it's funny to see him getting his ass kicked by Richard. Oh! And then he goes back on top of the car. He goes, look, Bear, you have a problem. You should talk to management about that. Shut the hell up. I want my furniture back. No more talk. Oh, man, what do you talk? I'll stamp my mud on your ass. And then kicks the shit out of him. And then Richard does a cartwheel off the hood of the truck. Then King Kong Bundy comes out. He gets a little fight with King Kong Bundy, which is bullshit, but it's fun to watch. And kick King Kong Bundy in the balls. Oh! And then hits him with a 2x4 and then bashes him with the truck. What's funny about it is that he has an M60. He doesn't use it because it'll change the tone of the movie, though. I mean, as he would usually shot the tires of the truck, but then he probably fuck up the furniture. But it's funny that he ends up getting the movers to take the furniture back to his place. He's on top of the damn truck with the M60. Honey, look, I found our shit. This is our shit. And stuff. And then they go in there and they take all the shit inside. Same time, he finds out that Randy Quaid has a twin brother. Randy Quaid playing 2 parts. Some guy named, character named Cornell Crawford. Well, choke my chicken. But this time, Richard Pryor stands up to him. He goes, get this loud motherfucker out of this yard and go to the damn store buy some regular sized lawnmower. Who the hell you think you're talking to like that? What you think you're gonna do about it? And out of nowhere he has this dog named Flipper or Flicker who doesn't move, doesn't talk, and all of a sudden starts grunting. And then Randy Quaid gets scared of the dog. And then out of nowhere the family walks out there and then realizes, you know, Dave Thomas drives by, bring his car back to tell him that the job, you know, that he wants to go with him on this new deal to save, you know, this project about the train and everything like that. And then out of nowhere, Richard, you know, gives Randy Quaid the finger. No, not this finger, unfortunately, but fun movie, fun film. The only down thing is just on the DVD on the burn I did is not that good though. I wish I could get a better burn or DVD or something, but if I could find it. I know it's on DVD, but it's part of those packs or whatever. But the fun movie, harmless Richard Pryor fun. Some people say it's kind of like Richard Pryor's take on one of those Adam Sandler movies. But I think it's funnier than some of Adam Sandler's recent shit. Like, if Adam Sandler was to play a character like this, just trying to move his family from point A to B, and all this weird shit happens, and get a fun sequence, then I wouldn't mind. But Adam Sandler does stupid things like Jack and Jill, and, you know, I know it becomes a big hit because people love Adam Sandler. Like, it's Adam Sandler all over again. They get hypnotized by Adam Sandler. But Richard does a better job. I mean, he's the best. Lot of fun, good cameos, moves at a good pace. Both films are fun Richard Pryor films I grew up with, so I have nothing bad to say about them, you know. So 10 out of 10 is the rating for Moving. And I know once again I did it again, a 1-hour review. So I don't know when this will be uploaded. Maybe tonight, maybe Thursday. I'm recording on Wednesday. Well, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for, I guess, the last review, which I'll probably do that in one video, pretty much. Harlem Nights, which I'm going to review. Maybe I'll do that Friday Night 80s, who knows, or whatever. That's an 80s movie, technically, so, and everything like that. But thank you all for watching, and ratings are 10 out of 10 for both films. And I left some gaps between there, so hopefully you guys can check it out. But, you know, thank you all for tuning in, and you all have a good night.